Quarter past the hour now. Donald Trump has repeatedly reminded us throughout that this election, during it, he's funding his own campaign. I'm self-funded. We've all heard it. He's even said he would spend, quote, whatever it takes to win. So far, he says he's dropped millions of dollars. But now he says he'll raise money for the Republican National Committee. The Associated Press reports he has a good reason for that because he may need RNC money and resources if he eventually becomes the nominee, which got more likely after his primary wins this week. Julie Bykowicz is here. She's in Washington. She's the national political reporter for the Associated Press and wrote about his RNC plans. Julie, tell us what they are. How does he plan to get money from the RNC, how much, and how to use it?
Well, as I'm sure your viewers probably know, the nominee partners with the National Committee going forward into the general election. And that could work out really, really well for Trump because the couple things that he's weak on as a candidate, specifically data collection and use of data and ground troops in important battleground states, that happens to be the very same areas where the party's been building up over the years. So it could really work out to be a good partnership between Trump, if he's the nominee, and the National Committee.
Are they working and playing better together these days from your reporting?
It's a little bit all over the map at this point. Reince Priebus repeatedly says that the party is willing to and of course would work with any of the nominees, any of the candidates who become the nominee. But Trump has sort of ruffled some feathers by being upset when the RNC tried to use his name to raise money a little bit earlier this year. At the same time, recently we've been hearing a lot from Trump saying, hey, I would raise money for the party, that's no problem. He's a little bit less committed to raising money for his own campaign. But as we're pointing out, essentially raising money for the party helps him in the first place anyway.
It's sort of the same exact thing.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. At the same time, these leading conservatives who would normally be trumpeting a front-runner who has this sort of a delegate lead at this point in the contest, those people are out discussing openly seeking a third-party candidate. And you wonder if that would create a situation where the RNC would be working against its more favored person for a person it's already said openly it hates. That doesn't inspire enthusiasm. I mean, how would you qualify it?
Well, I think that it could get very messy. I mean, that much is clear. And so one of the questions that we just don't have an answer to yet is how will the outside groups factor into all this? The super PACs, there are a lot of great big groups with hundreds of millions of dollars, tons of research on Hillary Clinton that have been so eager to go against her in a general election. But at the same time, Trump has been disparaging super PACs and big donors right and left. So what the super PACs do is a very open question, especially if there's a third-party candidate. I could see them sort of waiting on the sidelines for a while to see exactly what plays out at the convention.
Could this become a money-making prospect for Donald Trump?
Well, he certainly is not shy about touting his various different products, Trump steaks, Trump wine. He holds lots of his events at his properties. So in that way, he's getting a lot of publicity for himself and certainly is in some ways further bolstering his public image. So in that sense, this has been a very successful endeavor for him. But we've got 8 months to go, and if he's the nominee, there's really no telling what happens, both with the party and with Donald Trump himself.
Yep. Julie Bykowicz, national political reporter for AP. Thank you.
Thank you.